Hello, and welcome to Light Reading's Leaders in Sustainability program. I'm Sue Merrick, and today I'm speaking with Emma Collins, Product Manager for Observability and Power Management at Intel, and Lorcan Burke, Global Field CTO for Service Providers and Edge at VMware. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you, Sue. Nice to be here.
Nice to be here, Sue.
Sustainability is a major focus for companies right now. What do you think, or where do you think the industry stands when it comes to progress and sustainability? Emma, do you want to start?
Sure, yeah. I mean, if you were to look at data from IEA.org, we can see that along with the huge growth in demand that we've had for digital services over the last, 10 plus years, there also have been rapid improvements in energy efficiency. And these improvements, they have helped moderate the growth in energy demand somewhat, but we do need focused government and industry efforts to curb the demand any further, so that we need to start rapidly reducing emissions over the coming decade if we're to achieve our goals.
Lorcan, did you want to add to that?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Sue. So I mean, some of the things we've been working on with Intel with a number of our customers are, at least as we've said quite a bit, at least measuring what's going on, figuring out what we can do more efficiently. How do we take benefits of some of the improvements in Intel platform from Edge all the way through to Core? And then how do we encourage people to, as they're modernizing their applications, write them more efficiently and run them in an efficient multi-cloud manner? So quite a lot to be done. And always good starting points, depending on IT, core network, or the radio network. There's lots of places we can start addressing more efficient use of energy and reducing carbon footprint.
So what do you recommend the industry do to accelerate the path to reduce power consumption and emissions management? Emma, do you want to start?
Sure, yeah. Well, I suppose looking at Intel just from our point of view, from a company perspective, our goal is to build a more sustainable computing industry for a sustainable future, and that will involve our semiconductor manufacturing to products to solutions. And so, from a manufacturing perspective, we're using 93% renewable electricity globally, and 107% of freshwater usage was returned and restored. From a product perspective, we've various company initiatives, including increasing the efficiency of our clients and server processors by 10 times by 2030. And just this year, we launched our fourth generation Intel scalable processor with vRAN boost technology to deliver twice the capacity with an additional 20% compute power savings versus, let's say, a previous generation. And obviously, we're working in conjunction with our partners like VMware on platform and software solutions that will enable end-to-end sustainable, intelligent infrastructure. By combining our hardware and software innovations, we are able to offer operators a range of solutions to deploy 5G networks and edge computing, and basically create an energy efficiency infrastructure, and drive really more sustainable outcomes together. I think what's really important, and I'm sure Lorcan, you'll agree with this, is from an ecosystem perspective, how we need to be successful in achieving these goals. We need to work very closely, with our partners, and as we have done with VMware for a long time now. And it will be vital for these collaborations to continue to be able to provide and drive adoption of these solutions for our comm service providers in the future.
Lorcan, did you want to add to that?
Yeah, thanks, Sue. One of the great things about working with Intel for ourselves is we're very aligned in terms of corporate objectives and goals, and then working with both our data center provider customers, who many of which have committed to drive towards a zero carbon infrastructure through use of renewable energy or as much green energy as possible. Working with our comm service providers around their core network and IT applications. Typically, a large service provider will be running over 100 applications in their core and IT, and then a number of radio applications and RAN applications. And working with the various Intel technologies like the RAN boost that Emma mentioned, all the way through to the core network P states and C states, we expose this information to applications, help them absorb it quicker, pack workload more efficiently, and help people write their applications more efficiently. All of that helps to drive down that overall carbon footprint for each application, and then the overall pack and manage the overall network more effectively.
Yeah, for sure.
So there are a lot of opportunities, it sounds like, to reduce emissions through the telco network. But how do you work with customers to help them understand kind of their different options, and how do they prioritize projects? And how do you help them start making impactful changes right away? Lorcan, do you want to start?
Yeah, thanks, Sue. I mean, fundamentally, if you look at in a lot of countries, the communications infrastructure can be anywhere between 1.5% and 3% of the grid. Data center, similar size, 1.5% to 20% in some cases. We have a number of countries highly concentrated in terms of data center use. They're all very big Intel architecture and VMware users. In almost all those cases, we expose a lot of measurement information and help people start, first off, measuring what they're doing, helping them assess potential carbon impacts or energy savings that they can start executing on, and start with some baby steps. Just get something meaningful going, get it measurable, help get alignment internally in organizations, help that operational transformation start, and help the applications. We talked a little bit about hundreds of applications in core and IT and a smaller number in the RAM. Help those application vendors get better access to their information so they can become more efficient in how that network is run. So yeah, so starting, we've done some joint work with Intel and a couple of our larger customers, where we see anywhere between an immediate 3 to 7% energy saving with some basic feature optimization. And then we start with incremental changes and work those through the rest of the application infrastructure over time.
Emma, did you want to add to that?
Yeah, sure. I think really a lot of we are very aligned with Lorcan as well. I think it's a phased approach when you're interacting with the customers and building up and identifying the ways in which you can save energy across the network for them. We kind of take a phased approach when we engage with our customers. We like to look at it in the way of you cannot manage what you cannot measure. And so for us, telemetry is key to understanding where and how power is being consumed. And so it's really important to get this information. And once you have that view of your network infrastructure from a power consumption perspective, what are the options you have to optimize and proactively manage power? And these are the items that we'd be working closely with VMware on these projects and making sure that we have a combined offering and solution for our end customers to be able to address their problems. So no matter what the workload is, no matter where you are in the network, we have solutions end to end, leveraging our power management capabilities, being able to provision and configure them via orchestration. And there's even some work going on around advanced cooling techniques. So it's really showing how Intel software and hardware in conjunction coming together and working with VMware really to assist our customers. We've been able to show some benefits over the last year or so. At MWC, for example, a year ago, Deutsche Telekom used its own network traffic profile to demonstrate approximately about 30% energy saving in the L1 processing in a lab setup, and these savings were achieved using Intel FlexRAN software on 3rd generation Xeon. So you have your telemetry capabilities, the dynamic power controls that are exposed, all running on your Xeon platform, and these can be turned off on and off these features, depending on varying traffic conditions. Also this year at MWC, developed in collaboration with SK Telecom, Intel announced the Intel Infrastructure Power Manager for 5G Core. This is reference software that helps dynamically manage power consumption of user plane functions, for example, or basically core networking workloads, and providing 30% average power saving. We can provide these solutions for our customers so that they can achieve their end goal.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you for speaking with me today on this topic. It was a very interesting discussion. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Sue. Thank you. Thanks, Lorcan.
Thanks, Emma.